Now we are doing electrolysis of water, right? So as you know that the pure water is poor conductor of electricity, right? So we need to when we want to carry out the electrolysis of water, we need to have acidulated water. That means a few amount of any substance, whether you say acid or base, when added to water, it just make water good conductor of electricity, right? So this is what I have done. I have taken acidulated water. That means the water which has few drop of acid in it, so that it can become good conductor of electricity. As you can see, we have taken electrodes. Again, the electrodes are made up of graphite, which is attached to the positive terminal act as anode, and the one which is attached to the negative terminal act as cathode, right? See, I have just placed the inverted tubes. I'll just do like this. See, it is not closed. I'm just this is like this. These are two inverted tubes which are just put on the cathode and anode, right? This is the battery and this is the key. Now what happens when we just close this key? What happens? This water, that is the acidulated water, right? It just dissociate into H and hydroxide ion, right? Similarly, just move to the respective electrodes. So like this moves to the cathode and this moves to the anode, and after that you know that how to carry out electrolysis. We have already done many many examples, right? So what is going to happen at cathode? This hydrogen ion will gain its electron forming H. As we know, H do not exist like this, so it will exist as H2. So what we will get to see? We will get to see the H2 gas bubbling. I will just make it with the green so as to make you more clear. H2 gas bubbling at cathode, right? And what do we get to see at anode? What reaction is occurring at anode? So at anode, this hydroxide ion lose an electron. Again, I'm just balancing it. So we have 2OH which will rearrange to form H2O and O, and you know that this O doesn't exist as O, as it is diatomic. So this O and O combines to form O2. So we just see O2 gas bubbling in the anode. Right. So that means at the end of electrolysis, what do we get to see? We get to when we carry out the electrolysis of acidulated water, we get to see the hydrogen gas obtained at cathode and oxygen gas bubbling at anode. And just keep in mind that this electrolysis do not occur of the pure water. We need to have the impure water. That means we need to have some acid or some base added to it, because impure water is a good conductor of electricity, or you can say the best conductor of electricity. But the pure water, that is the distilled water, is the poor conductor of electricity. The question must be arising in your mind that where this acid has gone. I haven't mentioned the word acid. That we know that the acid too have the power to get dissociate. So that means the acid is getting dissociated or it is not getting dissociated. So you should know that yes, the acid is also getting dissociated, but as we know the discharge potential is lower for the hydrogen ion and the hydroxide ion. That is why I have written only hydrogen and hydroxide ion, and likewise they are just getting discharged on this thing. See, I will just write again for you. Suppose I added H2SO4. So we know that it will get dissociated into this, right? So these hydrogen ions will go at cathode. This is what I have done, right? So whether these hydrogen ions comes from water or it comes from acid, both are just converting into the H2, right? But as I have told you, this sulfate ions and hydroxide ion goes to the anode, and out of them the hydroxide ion has the lower electrode potential. So obviously it will get discharged and it will show this kind of it will just losing an electron, sorry. It is losing an electron. That means the reduction is taking place and it give rise to the formation of O2, and at the end we get O2 bubbling at the anode and H2 bubbling at the cathode. So this is how you are just going to carry out the electrolysis of water.